Are you the one who starts the best conversations on Facebook, WhatsApp, or in the group chat? If so, this is the podcast for you. Hi, I'm Eva.
And I'm Don, and welcome to Chat and Bother. This is a 15-minute podcast where we start conversations and you and your circle finish them. So go ahead and share this episode with a friend or family member so they can listen to it and you can talk about it together.
Good morning.
Good morning.
When you think back to middle school, did a lot of what you learned actually apply in high school outside of math? Because that's like a cumulative thing. But would you think that any of it was actually useful? Because it seems like that time of our lives we remember the most. Elementary, middle school, I remember the songs, I remember commercials, all of that stuff. And I also remember middle school stuff, but it always seems like trivia. Like it was Jeopardy practice. It wasn't necessarily like these are things you're going to use in your life. What did you think? When you think back to middle school, does it seem like just 3 years of busy work or?
Yes, you're right about math. I mean, that definitely carries on. I learned about our voting system and civics and some of our U.S. history, but, you know, again, it's some of our U.S. history. So
are you good at Jeopardy?
I'm okay. I do all right.
When did you learn your Roman numerals? Was that middle school too? Because now you know what Super Bowl we're on. Just off of that.
You don't want people to be talking about it. Super Bowl LVV.
No. You're like, nah, man, come on. Didn't you learn anything in the 7th grade? Like, for me, it was Greek mythology. The only thing that was useful is like some of the SAT stuff. I would say that was useful for that. But
yeah, I didn't learn anything in my middle school English classes. We had one teacher that sat on his desk and played with his yo-yo half the time. And the rest of it was just a blur.
So it was busy work. It was just something to get you between elementary and high school. So
I mean, I'm sure. I think that's probably when we first started writing essays and making sure we had ways to organize our notebooks. I mean, science, there was more I learned in science than anything, but
I remember 0 middle school science.
Didn't you do your first dissection in middle school?
No, you didn't get to deal with dead things in middle school. No, that's high school.
Nah, our first tube worm or something like that was the first thing. That and frogs.
That was high school for me. We didn't get to dissect anything until biology in high school, and I got a waiver, so I never actually had to touch the dead things.
I got kicked out before the frog thing. I tried to throw a frog at a girl.
I'm stunned. I personally am stunned. You should get justice. You touched the frog. I never touched it. I remember every part of it because I think watching without touching it is worse. So we did the worm. Was that middle school? Because I'm thinking of the teacher I had.
Yeah, like the pig was high school. We didn't get to like the
pig. I didn't. I got a waiver for the fetal pig.
We did do frogs again in high school, but it was the fruit flies and the pig.
Fruit? You can't dissect a fruit fly.
No, it wasn't dissected. It was like
you bred them and had to look at their
genealogy
eyeballs.
experiment.
Yeah, that was fun. That I do remember doing, and I remember the worm, but I don't remember any of the parts or anything like that. And I think if you were in AP, you did a cat or something. I didn't do it. I wasn't in a. No, I was not in AP bio, so I didn't do a cat. Yeah, it's disgusting. But
I don't remember any cats.
I am very good at Jeopardy. That busy work was useful for me.
Well, I was good at geography, so like I always nailed that part of Jeopardy, and I sort of winged it through the rest of like the literary parts.
Yeah, I think that people who paid attention to literature in middle school do very well on Jeopardy, and people who learned their state capitals. I still don't know mine. To me, filling in that map is also busy work. Like, why do I need that?
You don't need to know where Helena, Montana is right now?
I'm not going. I don't need to know this. And half the places, the state capital is not the most popular city. So it's just some rando city. Like, I know we're in Illinois now. Chicago is not the capital. It's Springfield, which is in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know any attractions in Springfield. I mean, no shade to Springfield people. After the shade, it's like, no offense.
Offense taken. Come on.
Yeah, you should be offended. You should be offended that Chicago's not the capital, that New York is not the capital. of
Yeah,
like what? Why is the most fabulous city in anywhere not the capital? Come on now.
right.
The capital
I
of the
mean,
United States. I love DC, but why is the capital DC? We have
hold up.
so many. No, come on now.
Come
Come
on.
on now.
Come on.
Is that the best we could do of all the cities in the United States?
It's not about what's the best. It's look,
What is it?
you weren't in the room where it happened, okay? So
Oh gosh, not even think that was in DC. Honestly, I think that was
no, that was
like,
New York. They
was it?
had that debate in New York
Yeah, but what I'm saying, so why are we caping for DC?
because we spent what 20 plus years in DC.
Yeah, so it still doesn't deserve to be the capital. It deserves to be a really nice city, but it does not deserve to be the capital. But anywho, so you said you're really good at geography, right?
Right.
So maybe, let's think about this. Maybe good things do come out of middle school. Maybe it's not just busy work because geography is a middle school thing, right?
Yeah.
Somebody came up with MapQuest and other GPS type things, probably because of middle school busy work. I feel like that might be where it came from.
Yeah, but they had to have a follow up in math later on to understand how to do all that stuff.
Yeah, but the impetus for that
I
had to
mean,
come
yeah, you're
from
reaching.
those.
I hope you stretched because you're
No,
reaching.
no. I feel like something good had to come out of middle school other than those fantastic fonts. Because I'm a font. The fonts we used to come up with in middle school? What?
Nobody came up with fonts in middle
Yes,
school.
they did. Yeah, okay.
Who?
Did anybody pass you any notes?
Yeah, but nobody was looking at the font.
Oh, then you had boring people passing you notes.
No. Okay.
You have to have
I was getting ready to say something about who was passing me notes.
what
I'll
hoes
save
don't
that.
know how to do good fonts? Sorry. Why are
I'll-
they passing notes? Okay. So the people passing you notes were not very creative. Our middle school notes were masterpieces. First of all, they are folded into the finest origami, the
See,
finest.
this just means you had way too much time and weren't
Exactly,
passing enough
because
of them.
because busy work. That's why we had that kind of time.
Okay.
So if you all follow us on Instagram, I am going to show you some of this fine art calligraphy, I say, or font magic that I learned in middle school. I'm going to share that on our stories. So I hope
All right.
that you catch those. And I'm so upset that you did not have that in your
I was not
life.
invited to font club.
Oh, it's not font club. It's friends that don't want you to be bored after you fill in that middle school map or find out about Hera. Okay, quick question before we go. Did you have to know the difference between the Roman gods and goddesses and the Greek ones? Did they put you through that?
Maybe, but I think they just did it section by section, and we just had to regurgitate whatever they gave us during that section. So
Like who
whether
was, because they all had the same story. Like if it was, I think it was Hera and Juno had the same story, but I never knew which one was which. I just
yeah, no,
hoped.
we never had to compare those.
Oh, so you're
But,
saying that they just did the Greek section, you took the test on the Greek section, then you did the,
right, the Roman
oh
section, we took the
yeah.
test in the Roman section.
Oh, right. So y'all did. Oh, so
So
I must have had extra busy work. Like we had matching quizzes and all sorts of foolishness. Man, my teachers were mimeograph crazy. We had what is that? The blue.
did you say mimeograph?
I did. You know the blue paper? The blue
Yes, the ditto
that was
paper.
wet. That would be wet when they
Yes.
gave it to you. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
first person to pass out those copies got the blue stuff on their
Got
hands.
the moist
It
paper.
was kind of like a bluish purple, right?
Yeah, it was the bluish purple mimeograph paper. Yep. So when your kids went through middle school, so we only had one that did middle school. Was he in brick and mortar? No. Yes, because he had a
Yeah.
middle school graduation. Or was that an
Yes.
elementary school graduation?
He did elementary school graduation there.
Okay, so middle school was kind of a quasi middle school because he went online but still public
Online.
school. I think a lot of that was busy work too. I honestly,
Oh, big time. It
yeah.
was fill out this sheet. You know your timetables. You know your basic algebra.
And I think the other ones, if they got busy work, it was my fault. But they're not very good at trivia, so probably not. They're terrible at, they don't know, they are terrible at Jeopardy.
Yeah, but their skills of trying to understand what's important and what's not important is very good.
Right. And trivia, their chances of getting on Jeopardy and winning the money are very, very low. So
No.
they're like, all right, we're just going to use what we absolutely
They're going to
need.
quickly look at the Jeopardy question and say, this has no bearing on my life. I'm
It's
moving on.
it's not gonna give me money, not off the bat. And if I lose by like $3, I'm gonna be mad I spent my time here.
Right. I'm not getting those 20 seconds back.
No. Okay, so that was what was on my mind. That's what I woke up with.
The purpose
What
of
was the
middle
purpose
school.
of middle school?
What was the reason for
What
middle
was the
school?
reason? What else did Cardi B say? That's suspicious. Like, why would they keep us there? For what? For why?
What?
You gotta see it. You gotta see her be that's suspicious. She's hilarious. That is like the worst time.
Is she like a walking meme? What?
She is. She is hilarious and just gift perfection.
Outlandish.
So before we go, and we probably need an entire episode on the horrors of middle school, just generally the social horrors of middle school, because you and I both went through it brick and mortar. Our kids went through it primarily homeschooled, but I think one of them got the last year of middle school and was like, what? What is this?
What happened?
Why is it this way?
Yeah.
Imagine jumping into middle school in 8th grade. That is horrible.
Coming in at the very end.
When everyone is at the height of terrible.
In the middle of Chicago.
Oh my word. You know what? We might have to have her on and
to
hopefully
unpack that.
Right. Hopefully 40% of it is not just her weeping, and unpacking her trauma.
Yeah.
So we'll have to have a whole episode on the social implications of middle school.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what was bothering me today. So I got to go to work.
And I got to go to work.
Thank you all for joining us, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for Chat and Bother. Go ahead and like our Facebook page and share this episode with people that you want to chat with or just feel like bothering, or both. Visit our website, chatandbother.com, for our episode guide and other ways to connect with us. Take care.